Hi, this is Brandon from Watches on You. We're back here again at JB Hudson Jewelers in Minneapolis, Minnesota, looking at a very, very exciting and cool timepiece. This is the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Chronograph. And this is a very well-known timepiece, and I'd like to get into the details of it down at the inspection pen. Okay, so let's take a closer look at the Royal Oak Offshore Chronograph reference 26400. Now, a few months ago we had reviewed a sort of older version of this. I don't recall if it was the same reference number, but it was also a chronograph in steel. I would say, now this is a much more modern and updated version, and this is just miles ahead in the quality. And I'd say the first thing that sort of indicates this is the overall construction of the case. So the black parts of the case here are all ceramic, so that includes the chronograph buttons, the crown, and of course the bezel there. And the addition of these ceramic features is a very, very practical addition, in that a lot of people used to complain that AP watches tend to be, especially the bezel, tend to be sort of disposed to having a lot of scratches, and the addition of these ceramic features help to alleviate those concerns, because ceramic is extremely resistant to scratches. I believe it's a 9 on the Mohs hardness scale, so basically in everyday use the only thing that could scratch it is, of course, diamonds. But you're not actually, so that definitely does reduce the possibility that this watch will be scratched. Moving on to the rest of the case, this is very similar to the older one in that it has sort of a symphony of brushed versus polished steel surfaces, and the polishing, AP does a great job in polishing. Everything they polish is just to an absolute mirror finish, such as the sort of reverse, the case back there has those beautiful polished sides. So actually, moving on to the case back, this watch has an absolutely beautiful movement inside of it, and I'm very happy that AP decided to have an exhibition case back on this. I know on some of their watches they didn't actually used to have exhibition case backs, but this edition definitely shows off their finishing might and skill, because AP is part of the Holy Trinity, and basically every watch, every movement made by a Holy Trinity manufacturer, that is of course Vacheron Constantin, Audemars Piguet, and Patek Philippe, is just exceptionally finished. And let's actually just move on to a wrist shot here of this watch. All right. Okay, so on the wrist, this watch is 44 millimeters in diameter, and it actually feels a lot larger than that, mainly because these buttons for the chronograph protrude sort of into your wrist. And yes, it definitely feels a lot larger, I'd say, than even the older Royal Oak Offshores, but it's still a very, very cool watch, obviously. I mean, I compare AP to kind of the Lamborghini in their style of watches. The very just sharp lines. They look absolutely fantastic on the wrist. Very cool, very striking. And now actually I'm going to demonstrate the chronograph feature, which I forgot to do earlier. And so in order to do that, you hit the top button, and I'm sure you've seen this in many of our videos, but for those of you who haven't, I'll still demonstrate it. You hit the top button to start the chronograph, which is basically just a timer, and then just to stop it, you hit it again on the top, and then to reset, you hit the bottom one, and it just flies back. I love automatic chronographs for that. It's just very interesting. So all in all, this is a very high quality timepiece. It is available on sale pre-owned here at JB Hudson in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Please remember to subscribe and share if you like this video. Thank you.